What is the most ridiculous thing that you believed as a child?
Oh,
So
it's
I'll go first.
okay.
I
Start with me.
believed that cars didn't move, the road just moved really fast.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
have a
solid.
really weird one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't. This is not a comment on religion. This is just what I believed. I was told about the devil in church a lot as a child, and I thought the devil, like in my head, visually, it was that big yellow blobby guy from Mega Man with like the one eye. So that's what I thought the devil looked like, was the blob from Mega Man 1.
Like, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen. That must be what he looks like.
Yeah, I mean that's literally yes. I'm like 4, and I'm like, obviously, Mega Man knows. That's why he's Mega. Like, are you Mega Man? No, thank you.
I got my cause and effect messed up when I was like in whatever Sunday school, and I was like, I remember thinking about, it's like, oh man, with Jesus got, they put him on a cross into like to kill him. It's like, oh, because his thing was the cross. And so that was like a super ironic way of killing him. They were like, oh, well, what we'll do is we'll kill him with the thing that's like the symbol for his religion. That'll really get him.
I would love to read the story about the person whose favorite thing was muffins, and they were like, "We're gonna kill him with muffins.
No.
We'll just put him on top until he."
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
I just,
Yes. Sorry, what?
oh, sorry. There was a bus stop there, and I was like, I'll stop at this bus stop. Here, I'm pushing the brake button, and I'm accelerating because the
Oh, there it
description
goes.
at the bottom of the page is incorrect.
I'm so proud of
I
you
was
for
pushing-
trying to go for one of those.
I was pushing the apparently the open door button is in fact the brake button.
Oh.
Good to know. Good to know.
What happens if you open the door while moving? And is that possible?
Oh, they don't let
I
you do
believe
it.
it is not possible.
Yeah,
my
I don't even
God,
think
is
you can
this?
do it. I don't even think
almost
you
like
can
we
do it when
started a
stopped and
charity
not at a bus
stream.
stop.
Out of this game that doesn't have basic functionality.
Yeah, that wouldn't
Who
be
would've thought?
safe. I really focused on realism in this game.
We're all about safety at
Yeah.
Desert Bus?
Yep.
Safety
Yeah,
first.
that's, I've heard that.
Hey, Johnny, did you jump in to tell a story?
Oh, I was just thinking about the whole idea of making mistakes with when you're younger and believing the wrong thing, but also the idea of muffins. Mine was also food related in
Okay.
that I remember the next door neighbor mom used to always talk about giving her kids lickens and like take them aside, and I thought they were getting candy. I thought they were getting licorice.
Oh,
And I was so jealous of all the lickens, and I was like, and I grew up and I was like, oh no, oh no.
oh,
That's a little dark, actually. Now that I think about
that's delightful. Innocent little Johnny couldn't even imagine. It must be
That lady
candy.
was feeding them lichens.
And
Who
then,
knew?
then Johnny out, smoke bomb. Like, that's a beautiful thing about being the producer. You can
Yeah.
just drop something
Ooh.
like that and don't have to stare at the camera awkwardly for the next
Did you have one, Liz?
It's
I
true
do.
power.
It took me a minute to think about it, but so I have 2 older sisters, and they're 7 years and 10 years older than me, so I'm not surprised. So they had a lot of fun lying to me. They wouldn't say that. They're like, "Oh, we're teasing our little sister." It was lies. And so I was told that if you ate raw cookie dough, that it would cause a tree to grow in your stomach. Or at least that's how I received that information, and it has stuck with me. I think it was probably just because they didn't want to share, and like I'd be like, "Oh no, I can't eat this," and run away, and they would be like, "All the cookie dough for us," because that sounds more like my family. But I still to this day have a hard time eating raw cookie dough, which because of eggs, you're probably not supposed to do.
Yeah,
Technically.
it's not the worst thing to avoid eating. Yeah.
Yeah, but because I when I think about it, I think of like this strong visual of like some vine, like Jack and the Beanstalk style, growing out of my stomach, and like, actually no, that sounds like a magical adventure, but like not in a good way. So
That happened in that movie, The Fountain.
really,
He
did
ate
they
too
eat
much cookie
cookie
dough.
dough?
And he turned into a tree.
Oh
That's
my
what that
gosh.
movie's about. I've always wondered.
Oh my gosh, it all makes sense now.
Spoilers for a movie that came out 12 years ago.
I did not know that raw flour is worse than raw eggs in terms of getting E. coli.
Is that what chat's telling you?
That's what chat's telling me, and they wouldn't lie about that kind of thing.
No.
Not
Of course
important
not.
things.
Traditionally, chats are perfectly believable sources of information on the internet. I've heard that.
Oh, salmonella.
Chat told me that.
My favorite was the other day we were arguing about what room temperature was.
Oh,
there were
right.
3 different people in chat, all claiming to be scientists, giving 3 different answers. It was
Yep.
beautiful. They're like, as a chemist, it's 20. Well, as a physicist, it's 21. As a scientist, it's 22. And I'm like, I need some type of consensus here.
As an American, it's 69. Nice.
Nice.
I like this idea though that like this is the first time, and then suddenly they're like, wait a minute, do chemists and physicists think have room temperature as different thing? We have to, but like they hadn't actually mentioned it to each other before now.
We
And
have
they're
to
like, wait a
invalidate
minute.
all studies.
Yeah, we've been using this different value this whole time. Oh no.
See, another person right now, as a scientist, it's 23 degrees Celsius. I don't know if that's a bit, or if they're actually a scientist. There's no way to know this. And Julie, one of our comms people, who's also a scientist, is like, hold on, is there bad microbiology happening right now? Just furious in the back room.
As a
Grabbing
microbiologist,
the
it's
monitor,
15
shaking
degrees
it.
Celsius.
Well, it's for who though? Is room temperature about comfort, or just like if I walk into a room at any point, the temperature is this, or is that based on what I emanate out to the world
The room
around
temperature
me?
is the temperature of your room at all times. It fluctuates.
No, I
perfect.
mean it's me. So my personal room experience is going to be different than yours. For
That's fair.
instance, mine's in Fahrenheit. Yours is in
Look, we
Kelvin.
can't all just make things up, okay, Liz? I'm sorry. All right, one last little bit of housekeeping here. There's 20 minutes remaining right now in our Legacy Book Press collection. We have 3 fantastic books, all autographed by the authors, and they can be yours for the low, low price of $7.12 or entries thereof. All of these have been signed by the authors as well. Some fantastic insights into video games and pop culture.
And if you're not going to donate at the 69th hour, nice, then when are you? This is the time. Your money
This is
goes
your
further.
moment.
This is your moment. Ashton, did you have a childhood story?
My story was shockingly similar to yours.
Trees
My
and
grand,
cookie dough?
yeah, I found out much later in life that this is something that a lot of people tell small children. But my granddad told me to say, not with cookie dough, but with an apple. Like if you eat the seeds of the apple, a small apple tree will start growing in your stomach. And I had the same visual of like an apple tree emerging from my mouth. So I would always like painstakingly make sure I did not eat a single seed and like remove them from all of my apples.
See, that's good. That makes more sense to me. I wonder if I was told that and I just conflated the two.
No, they probably
I feel
told
like
you cookie
it's-
dough and they wanted
Yeah,
to keep the
that's
cookies
right.
for themselves.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Is there
I
some
heard the
children's
watermelon
book or
one,
something
too.
where that I feel like that's like a Roald Dahl book or something where
Probably.
somebody
Maybe.
eats a seed and then it grows out of their mouth. I don't know.
That's how Alien was inspired, actually. It
Raw
was
cookie dough.
originally a tree. Aliens all ate cookie dough, and it was originally a tree coming out of their mouth
The apple spiders.
with an apple. And they're like, that's not as scary. Why don't we make it a scary little other smaller alien part? And it comes out and goes, and then that was a much better movie. Originally, it was called Apple Tree Face.
I'm really glad they workshopped that one.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
I had I had like a reverse thing where I once I sort of realized and got sort of figured out the like Santa Claus that Santa Claus is not real,
What?
just a
There are children watching.
I don't know what you're talking about, Paul. Jeez.
Paul,
but
It's sacrilege. Get off my
the-
stream.
It took me several years after I had come to terms with this to realize that reindeer are real. like I just assumed that they were part of the whole Santa Claus mythos.
Of course, they're real.
That
They
they
pull
were
Santa Claus.
that they
Yeah.
were just this animal that was invented to pull Santa Claus's sleigh. But it turns out that that reindeer do actually exist. And that confused the heck out of me. And I was like, wait, they do exist. Wait, does that mean all the other stuff exists as well?
Yes.
Some of them even had red noses.
What? Okay, so reindeers, their antlers. Wait, no, I'm thinking this through. Are great,
Step by step here. I like it. I like it.
Mhm.
and stuff. Actually, I'm not gonna tell that story.